All right, so I'm going to go over a bunch of settings and features of this Chevy Bolt. I believe this is a 2022 or 2023. First, you have to start the car. So hold the brake, press the power button. All right, it's going to start up. You got to wait for this to completely start. There's all these things here. You got the high beams. So high beams on and off. So if you push forward, high beams are permanently on. If you push it forward again, it turns it off. Oops, sorry. If you pull back, it's temporary on. Okay, so here you can see it. All right, then you have the features here. There's a button here for auto high beams. If you press that, you can see the auto high beams light went away, and you can press it again, it turns on. So when it detects there's not any cars or anything that it's gonna blind anyone, it will automatically turn the high beams on for you. But again, if you wanna turn it on manually, you can push it forward, okay? All right, just don't forget it's on because you don't wanna blind people. Anyways, you got the turn signals, obviously, left and right, okay? I'm not too sure what this button does. Maybe it doesn't do anything, excuse me, while the car's charging, but there's a button here, and there's also two buttons on the back here, which I don't know what they do. Maybe it only works, I don't know, when you're driving, I don't know, but these buttons don't work. All right, or they don't do anything. All right, you got the forward collision warning button here. You can adjust how far of a gap, not warning, I guess this one will actually keep the gap for you. So you can press it to change it. You just keep pressing it, and there's a near, far, and medium, okay? And this will kind of, if you're letting the car drive itself, it'll keep that gap if you're having it follow. So they have this here, which I believe this is like cruise control. I'm not 100% sure because I'm not driving the car. But that, and then you have this, I believe you can like stop it. I don't know. All right, I didn't try that. If you guys know, just let people know what it is. Probably my friend knows because it's not my car, it's theirs. Anyways, then you got voice commands here. You got the hang up, the call, and then you got this button for left and right. The right side doesn't do anything unless you're in the menu, I believe. But if you press to the left, you have all these. You have the information, music settings, GPS settings, phone settings. We'll go through each one, but if you go through the information one and you push this button in, I don't know, they show up and down here, but this isn't a button, it's the scroll wheel. So anyways, when you're in information, you have miles per hour, you have the distance here, okay, how much you traveled. If you go up again, I don't know why there's a blank one. If you look at this doesn't let you do anything. It just shows you what you have for driver's assistance. So right now it's showing you have the distance, your following distance, and then you have the lane keep. So that's just to tell you what settings you have on. And then they have a timer. I don't know why you would need that. And then if you go up again, they have the tire pressure. This tire pressure, actually, it updates instantly. Like I pumped up the tire. I didn't have to move the car at all. I don't know, in the Tesla, you have to drive the car a bit for it to calibrate. I think probably the Tesla one's more accurate because of that, but I was surprised that this thing just instantly updated. I don't know if you drive a bit, if it's gonna all of a sudden change because the tire's sitting, and then when you pump it, the rubber can't, it's harder for it to move. So it might change as you drive if you just inflated it. So keep an eye on that. All right, so as I said, for this, you have that. I showed you the near far distance thing you can change. And then you also have the lane keep thing here. So if you press that button, you can see it turns off and on. It shows you what features are enabled. Right on here, they have that lane keep assist. They have traction control, and then they have sport mode, which increases or allows for more acceleration. Park button, obviously. You have the reverse, you pull that up. You have neutral, you push this in if you want to go to neutral, and then drive, you pull that up. Then you have this regenerative braking, which is one pedal driving. So that's best for getting the most regen. So if I push this, you can see it turns off, and they have that little icon in the bottom right corner. So I like driving with one pedal, and I rarely will use the brake pedal unless I really need to stop really quick. So this one pedal driving is nice, and it allows you to regen the most power possible. Then you have the parking brake, obviously. You pull that up and it turns on the parking brake there. If you push it down, so I don't know if there's a difference, but you can see it says step on the brake to release the parking brake. So you push the brake pedal, and then I guess now you can turn it off. So you have to push the brake pedal and push it down to release it. So if you push it on, I don't know if you hold the brake and pull it up, yeah, it doesn't turn off. So you have to push it down and push the brake pedal to turn it off. That's so you don't accidentally start rolling down a hill because you're holding the brake pedal. All right, what else we got? So we got more settings. We're gonna push the left arrow again. Now you can look at the music ones. Then they have this. It shows like, okay, no devices found. You can go to the right. Then it gives you like these other settings here. So they tell you when there's like a left and right setting. We're going to go back to the left. Or, oh, I guess there is no home button here, huh? Are there buttons back here? It feels like, yeah. There's some buttons back here as well. So I'm not too sure. I haven't really found a use for those. Let me see. I push those. Okay, this is like volume adjust, it looks like. What about on this now? Oh, okay. Maybe on certain apps you get like fast forward and like reverse kind of thing, so you can skip songs, I believe. All right. Anyways, we're gonna go back now. We're gonna go to the navigation one, and the way you go to this menu is you push the left to open that menu on the left side, and then you push in this. You can scroll up and down to go, and then you push in the button to select it. Obviously, if it wasn't obvious, hopefully that helped. Then you have this. It shows turn by turn, and then you can go in here. You can see recent destinations and favorites. We'll go back in. You can go to the phone call menu. There's no phone connected, so there's nothing here. But if you have a phone connected, you can look at that. All right, we'll go to this menu. Here you can see they have different layouts. You can do a modern layout where it's very simple here. And then you have an enhanced one where it shows you like max and minimum. So I guess max is if you're driving super efficient, you'll have 117. And your minimum, like, I guess no matter how you're driving, you'll get 82. Though, sorry, that was noisy. So I'm not sure how accurate that is, because if you're driving up a mountain the whole way, you're probably going to get less than that minimum. Anyways, you have that regen and everything. Okay, so I'm going to leave it on enhanced, and we're going to just press the button, and that's all there is on that menu. Then you have settings here, and the settings one lets you view open source software like information, and I guess you get tutorials. You get this speed warning that you can see. All right, the speed warning lets you turn on like a specific speed. So I push the button in to look at that. And here you can change the units like miles or kilometers. So if I press, why isn't it working? Oh, here. So you have to push the arrow to the right. I don't know why this UI is so weird. Like you should be able to just push this button in, but you can see they show that there, so you have to push it to the right. Anyways, we're gonna leave it on the information button because that's the most useful, and we'll leave it on the miles per hour. Okay, so I think we went over all these buttons. We went over all of that. Here you have like the lights. You can have auto. You can turn them off. All right. So if it's off already, you can twist it and turn it on or off. All right. Then you have these. I believe these are the fog lights down here, and then these are just the regular lights. All right. So fog lights and then regular. All right. And then this isn't a button. You have this, which, what is that? What is this? Oh, okay. This lets you adjust the brightness of all the stuff. So your screen brightness and everything, you can adjust it all with this knob. So if it's nighttime and it's too bright, you can lower it. If it's too sunny, you can change it. And it's kind of interesting. This knob hides itself in there. Okay, obviously you have lock and unlock. There are different settings. If you push unlock, depending on your setting. Okay, actually this one, I guess it always unlocks everything. On the remote, I believe there's like, if you push it once, it'll just unlock. You can set it to just unlock the driver door, and then you can press multiple times to unlock all. Obviously, this one is for adjusting the mirrors and stuff, but I don't want to mess with that. And you have the left and right, so you would select which mirror you're adjusting, and you can see a light on there. I'm not going to mess with the mirrors. You have the window lock, so people can't open and close the windows with the other control. I guess the passenger can. What about this one? Okay, so this only affects the rear ones, I believe. Let's see. Yeah. So it only affects the rear ones. So your passenger can still open their window. Only this one has the auto up. They all have auto all the way down. If you press the button until it clicks, then it will auto go down. But only the driver door has auto up, where if you pull it all the way up, it will roll itself completely up. So you can push it all the way down and it opens all the way without touching it. And then auto up, if you pull it all the way, it will go. The other ones, they have auto down, but no auto up. And if you push it lightly, it won't auto. It's only if you make it click, like there's a click. All right, there we go. What other features do we got here? You have heated seats. You have AC on, off, fan control speed. It's kind of weird because all the top rows are actually buttons, and then all the bottom rows, they're not buttons. There's this like little lever thingy that you can move here. So that's kind of weird. And the levers go up and down here, so you have two options. I guess these, because they're a single function, but these ones you can adjust up and down. So you can adjust the temperature with this up and down, fan speed up and down. You have steering wheel, heated steering wheel. This one, it's only on and off, but these seats have 3 levels of heat. You have the circulate air, rear defroster, front defroster. You have the climate, which I guess just tells you on and off, but I guess when you push that button, it brings it on this screen. All right, I'm gonna push the home button to get out of there. And then you have the AC on and off and stuff like that. All right, what else am I forgetting? You have all this stuff here. So you have the audio, phone, energy. Energy is probably the most useful one. You can look at how many miles per kilowatt hour you're using. You can see the battery, how much charge. You can see details, what's using all the power. You can see what's causing you to like lose range, and you can view your history here. All right, and then you can go to charging. You can adjust how high the battery charges, and then you have charging options. You can do the 120 volt. You can select if you want it 8 amps or 12 amps. If you use the circuit for other stuff, you can reduce it to 8 amps so you don't overheat your wiring. Or if you're like worried your wiring is not too good, you can leave it lower and it puts less strain. If you can charge enough with 8 amps, I would recommend lowering the amps so you put less strain on your house wiring. All right. Then you have the target charge level. Again, you can adjust how much range and how far it charges. You have the thing to display like the charge times based on what you're using. You can do location-based charging, so it adjusts the settings depending on where you are and where you set it. You can delay the charging, so you can tell it to start at a certain time, and utility rate. Right, then they have these different options for pop-ups. You can change the status feedback. You can put a cord theft, so if somebody like unplugs your charger, then it will make your lights honk and stuff. It'll set off an alarm if it detects basically someone without the key is unplugging your car. All right, sometimes that makes the thieves angry, so you might not want that feature. It's automatically off from factory. And then they have charge power loss alert, and this one, it'll tell you when your car's not charging by flashing and honking. I guess if you're sitting in your car and it stops charging, I don't know. All right, so what else do we got? More settings here. So they have all of this: Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. They have different apps, but let's see, did we go over the settings? Time and date, language. We don't need to go over all of this stuff. Wi-Fi networks, hotspot. You can set up a hotspot. Remote access, so you can, I guess, oh yeah, so if you have the app, you can access with that. Display, no, okay, what else? Sounds, voice, I'm not going to mess with that stuff, but you can see what's there. Voice here, okay, you can see what features are there. What else? Then they have favorites. You can set up, you can do updates. You can set it to automatically download updates, but it won't auto install, I believe. All right, and I think that's pretty much for that. Yeah. All right, then you got the apps, which I was kind of looking at already. I'm not going to mess with all that stuff. And then you got the vehicle. This is the most important stuff. You can set rear seat reminder. So if you have an infant or something and you think something might be left in there, it will detect that something's there and it will remind you. Okay, you can change the climate stuff. So auto fan speed from start, it'll auto start at whatever temperature or speed, sorry. And then you have the auto heated seats, auto defog, and rear defog, depending what you want to do. All right. What else? Collision detection system. So you can tell it forward collision warnings if it just alerts or if it also brakes for you, or you can turn it off completely. Same with the pedestrian thing. And then you have the cruise go notification. I think that's where it kind of drives itself or keeps itself in the lanes and everything. You got lane change alert. So if for some reason it feels like, yeah, I think is that the light? Okay, maybe it makes sound as well. Anyways, you have that lane change alert. There's park assist. You can turn it on with tow bar, without tow bar, or completely off. And then rear cross traffic alert. So you get all these alerts options. All right, then you got comfort and convenience. You can change the chime volume level, and also when you reverse, you can make it auto turn on the windshield wiper. All right, then you got lighting. You can turn on some exit lighting, and you can do vehicle locator lights. I'm not too sure what this is, but here it says locator lights go on when you press the unlock button. Oh, I think it flashes your headlights so you can know which car. Some people turn that off because if somebody steals your key, they can use that to find your vehicle. Let's see what the exit lighting looks like. So I'm going to turn this on 30 seconds and see. Does it? Oops. Wait. Okay, I think I don't see any exit lighting. Oh, maybe it. Okay, it's how long the outside lights. Okay, I thought they were like door lights, but then I guess it keeps your lights on. If it's dark outside, you can keep your lights on. Okay, what else do we got here? Power door lock. So this has open door anti-lockout. So if your car door is open, basically you can't push this lock button. It'll unlock itself. So if you push that, it'll auto unlock, and that's so you don't, if you left your key in here, you won't accidentally lock your keys inside. All right, then you got auto door unlock. So you have the option for all doors or just the driver door. So all door unlocks with which door will automatically unlock when the vehicle is shifted into park. So you have the option of when you park your vehicle that it will unlock all the doors or just your driver door. So depending on what you feel your situation is, if you feel like you're in a dangerous area or somebody might randomly try and get in your door the moment you park, you can actually turn this off so that way it doesn't auto unlock itself. And that's a useful feature. I don't know if, let me see, does it? Okay, so if I close this and I lock it, and then will it, okay, you can still open it by pulling the handle. You do have to pull it once to unlock and then a second time to open the door. So I think I'll leave that feature. I don't know if it, okay, so all the doors in here do that. So why would you need it to unlock when you park? That makes no sense unless you're picking up people a lot. I guess if you run a taxi or something and you want it to unlock all the time, then you have that option. All right. Then you got the remote lock and unlock. So this is stuff with your key fob. You can have when you unlock, it'll flash lights or not. And you can also make it do lights and horns. All right, you have door unlock. When you push it, you can choose if you want it to open all the doors or just the driver door. So again, if you're in a dangerous area, you don't want all your doors to unlock because then you get in your car and somebody else can get in, like the other seats. All right, you also have remote start, auto heated seats. You also have remote window operation. So you can actually use the key fob to open and close your windows, but you'll have to probably see the manual. I'm not 100% sure how to do that. We'll turn that on just because it's nice to have it, if we can figure it out. I don't know when it would ever, actually maybe let's turn that off because I don't know. You'll probably just open it if you're, I don't know why you would open it when you're far away. All right, passive door unlock. So you have that where it'll unlock the driver door. So this is when you use the button on the driver door handle. So that's that silver button on the outside of the door handle. Then you can do that. All right. And what else? Then you have the passive door lock. So when you push the button, all right. Wait, after you close all and walk away. Okay, so this one is when you walk away, then the car will actually lock itself. So that's nice. You just walk away with your key, obviously, and then it will lock itself. If you leave the key in here, it's not going to lock. But the nice thing, since you can have the honk, you'll know that it actually locked itself. All right, then you have passive door. Wait, what was this one? So this says when you use the button. So I don't know why it's called passive because that's not passive. You have to actively press a button. And then they have this remote left in vehicle alert. So it'll like chime or something if you leave it in the vehicle. All right. What else do we got? Okay, we did that. Then you have options for like a teen driver. So if you're a teen driver, you can adjust like restrictions like speed limits and stuff, I'm sure. And then they have a valet mode. You can set a code so that way they can't be opening all your stuff, I guess, or doing things that they shouldn't. All right, and there we go. Also, they have these other things. You have a camera mode. You can view this, so you can actually see the front camera, rear camera. You can zoom in, or you can view the top and the front and back. You can do left and right. You can do the rear camera. Oh, this just gives you the bumper lines, sorry. And then you have the complete 360 that you can turn on and off. All right, so I don't know if you can't really turn it completely off, so I don't know. Anyways, there you go. We'll press the home button to go back. You have Android Auto, you have apps, options, and all these other stuff. But that's pretty much it. I don't know if there's any other thing and anything other you guys wanted to see, but I found at least the main thing going into the settings and going to this remote lock and unlock is cool. Oh, let me actually show you how long it takes for the car to unlock. I'm gonna get out and we're just gonna close it and see how long. I don't know if it's a distance thing or a time thing, but let me walk over here and see. It'll honk and then it will lock itself. Oh, that's another thing. This car doesn't auto shut off. So if you just get out of the car, you can see it's still on. So you do want to make sure, turn the car off. If the car's not off, it's not going to do it. So here you can see it's saying no remote detected. I'm going to press the power button again to turn it off. And then let's see how far we got to walk away for it to honk and lock itself. So you can see, we're going to walk back here. It's going, oh, there you go. So now it auto honked and locked itself. Again, I don't know if that's a distance thing or if it's a time thing. Okay, so you can see right now it doesn't open. You have to push this silver button there. And there we go. Okay, let's see if it's a distance thing or a time thing. So I'm just gonna stand here, see if anything happens. If it doesn't lock itself, I'm gonna start backing up. Okay, so it's a time thing. So it doesn't matter how far you go from your car, it knows that the remote is gone and it should lock itself. And I don't want to test putting the remote in here because I don't have a way, like, I don't have the spare remote with me. So if I leave the thing in here and it locks, I'm going to be screwed. But in theory, it shouldn't lock itself. If you want, you can test that if you have your second remote. But in theory, it shouldn't lock itself if you leave the key in there and walk away. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully this video was helpful to you guys. I have access to this car fairly frequently. So, I mean, I don't drive it around currently. unless for some reason something's wrong with my car, because it's not my car. Again, it's my friend's car. But I do have access to it. So if you guys have any questions or want to find out anything else, just let me know. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.